All right, got to set up the score on the overlay, but it is the first of 2 semifinals here for the Olimoleague. And once again, I'd like to remind you guys, patreon.com/Olimoleague. It doesn't take much. You know, I know we just finished talking about Zombie's hair color, but I think she'll probably reiterate this. Rather than donating $5 for like the color pink, I think we'd both appreciate it if you guys would contribute $1 a week to the Olimoleague instead. It would go a long way to helping grow this tournament even bigger than it already is. I really want to note though, because whenever we bring this up, I do worry that people view it as panhandling and all that. But the truth is, this league has grown so much over the last year and a half, and it's been crowdfunded the whole way through. There's been no weird like, okay, we're a little bit shy this week, so let's talk to G2A or anything like that. Like, this has all been you guys, the fans, the entire year and a half ride, and it's so cool that we have this continuing to go every single week. But at any rate, in the bottom left, if you guys, speak of the devil, if you guys want this guy to win, make sure to cheer hard for him. He's yellow, he's Zerg, he's playing for Root Gaming, and it is going to be Hydra. Coming up against some difficulty, though.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, it's Armani.
Now, this map doesn't have incredibly short rush distances, but the early links might just catch him off guard. The Overlord, I don't think, is actually going to be in position in time for this. If he hugs the north, at least.
Yeah, if he hugs the north, then you're right, but it looks like he won't care. So, you know, I mentioned it's last game, but it was a different matchup, but it's still a case of this and Core Hall both have these rocks that you can break down that kind of, they don't like, they don't save a disastrous early pull, but they can give a little more macro weight to one. Now we do have Armani going for like the true all-in here with the Bailing Nest and the speed and whatnot, but if things were to go to hell and he doesn't get the hatchery, doesn't get enough drones, he could either break down his opponent's rocks or his own rocks, hopefully, and be able to buy more time than usual. But I don't think he's looking for that. I think he wants to just straight up kill Hydra, and he's going to try and use the Banelings here to do so. 4 Banelings is quite a bit this early on.
This is risky.
He gets 1. 3 is still a pretty big deal, though.
Queen can probably pick up 1. As long as 2 don't make it to the mineral line. The Spine Crawler's there as well. Looks like Hydra should be able to hold this ramp. Queen gets a little bit low. It's a little bit scary. Another Spine Crawler comes down in the natural mineral line while this goes on. But a second Queen joins the ramp. And frankly, this has been a pretty good hold so far. Hydra's on an even worker count. He does have the hatchery up over his opponent. It's worth noting he's had to invest significantly more into defense, but this is off of a seemingly gasless build, we'll say. He took a gas, but
yeah, decided not to use it. So it is going to be interesting if he bothers putting anyone in that gas. 'Cause, I mean, the thing about the rocks being broken down is that Armani, as you can see, like he wanted to break them down, but so did Hydra. Like they both would, I guess, prefer. I don't know if he meant to keep half his lanes on their side.
I don't believe he did.
Yeah, they would both kind of prefer like not to have like that option open. So for Armani, Hydra could have been getting speed, and he didn't want to deal with a counterattack probably. For Hydra, he knows he's not getting speed and doesn't want to deal with lings running around.
Thought the Bailey knocked the rocks down with these things outside of it. Not sure if that was intentional either, but new subler, Seichi's just subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for that new subscription, sir. We also have that $5 donation coming in from Giovanni. It says, I see you kept it. And I'll go for pink, I guess. And I'm assuming this is in reference to my mustache.
It's a
cap. He links the thing on Rifkin's face purrs.
It's a pretty good screen.
Why do people have that copy paste like ready to go? That's such a weird. Anyways, $5 to pink. So brand new sub and first donation of the day. Wombo combos, there we go.
Woohoo! Well, we have both players going for a lair here, which doesn't surprise me. Now, Hydra still didn't really bother getting speed. I mean, he got gas, obviously, but I do wonder if this is going to be for Spire. In that case, you still want speed. You want speedlings on the ground, or if it's going to be for something a little bit trickier. I think it's got to be for Spire, because if he was going for like a Roach Nidus, I think the Roach Horn would already be like planted, maybe getting a couple more queens. And instead, it is just droning. So that's the Spire for Hydra. Spire for Armani.
What's interesting about this for me is Hydra didn't spend any gas up to this point. He didn't get speed. He didn't make roaches or his own banelings. So everything he has is going to be dedicating to these meters, and that might give him enough? I see with a question mark. But the problem with mutas that we often see is rarely do just mutas win the game. Like oftentimes it's mutas with lings underneath them or lings running around them or lots of other stuff. But ooh, that's one way to get around the rock dynamic.
Yeah, but the thing is that he's doing it without roaches. This is just going to be a Ling Queen Nidus for him, which is unheard of.
Kind of going to be sick for timing. The queens will be decent for the few mutas in the anti-air. I mean, what's kind of funny is Hydra could uproot a lot of these spines and potentially just move them to surround, but we'll see how this plays out. Thank you, Bruce Moose 96 for the 3-month resub, by the way. But I don't know, Zombie Grub. I feel like this Nidus Worm, the timing on this is going to be so strong. That Spire's still like only just finishing.
Yeah. Sorry. I guess I didn't expect Armani to be the one to go for the Nidus Worm. I really thought maybe it would have been Hydra, because he was the one that skipped gas for so long and held off. But it's still going to work for Armani. He goes into the main base. He actually just leads with Banelings initially. Well, Hydra had Spine Crawlers set up. They still have the plants here. They could get surrounded by the Lings. Transfuses are still available, although seeing Transfuses on Lings would be very silly.
I just want to remark, if enough of those Banelings got into the eggs, you very well may have been able to kill the mutas before they hatch. But the fact that these actually get out is kind of a big deal. Those Spore Crawlers are going to be very problematic when they finish up. Spine Crawlers may need to advance to deal with them. Building wars on the home defense, anyone?
These Spore Crawlers aren't going to finish. And with that, I mean, I don't know if Hydra just wins from here.
He's building another Nidus Worm, but he didn't actually lose the first one.
Yeah, just preemptively, I suppose. Hydra loses quite a few workers, but he was up about 14 workers to begin with.
Right, so this is just at best Armani in a very costly manner evening up the situation, but as we can see, it clearly doesn't even up at all, and the Spine Crawler is going to take out the Spore Crawlers? That's so weird to say.
Huh. This is working a lot better for Hydra, man. Like, Armani...
Yeah, GG.
I appreciated the idea, trying to get in there before mutas are out, but it didn't work.
I mean, that's the thing, too. If you've been there just a little bit faster, the spores may have completed, the mutas may not have been as big of an issue, but I think the problem we saw there was really the Nidus Worm was not as, just in general, as effective as I think it was intended.
Well, this is a best of 5 now, so a lot more chances for Armani.
Yeah, and I guess it's worth explaining to those who don't follow the Olimoleague regularly, this whole tournament only has 5 maps in the map pool anyway, so when we get to that finals, where we were questioning is it actually a best of 7 or best of 9, you're going to see maps recycled, but you'll see every one picked here for the semifinals should this go to the ace match. To list off those maps, though, because not all of the ladder maps made it, it's Dusk Towers, Frozen Temple, Invader, Ruins of Endion, and Orena. Now, I actually heard something really interesting from Crank, actually talking to him yesterday about, just kind of Koreans in general, why some don't play in the Olimoleague. We've always known because of like team limitations and stuff, but I didn't realize till just now or till yesterday speaking with them, I kind of forgot they have a very different map pool for their WCS events over there right now. Like they've gone back to King Sejong and all the others.
That's a good point.
So in Olimoleague, there's no benefit to practicing the ladder maps or even playing on the ladder when the only maps worth playing are the ones you have to practice in custom that don't exist technically anymore.
Good point.
But just food for thought more than like a political statement. I'll see you guys in a sec on Dusk Towers. So my lack of sleep is hitting me pretty hard right now. I'm going to do the intros and run to grab a energy drink really quick. So you'll have to talk for a moment or two on your own. In the top right, though, this time not going for an early pool yet. is kind of ironic, I guess, with the build order selected by Hydra. The red Zerg player, Samsung Galaxy's Armani.
In the bottom left, as the yellow Zerg, it is Roots Hydra.
And let's see if I can get back for the spawning pool completes.
Alrighty then. Okay, so yeah, some payback or some show, like I'll show you how it's done deal. I'm not sure, but Dusk Towers, one of these big maps, and it is possible, although not likely, that you can catch a Zerg player going for 3 hatch for a pool. Although to be honest, you can actually defend if like the stars align. You can defend an early pool with a 3 hatch. But it's not going to be so for Armani. Like I said, it's pretty rare to have 3 hatch for a pool, and it's not the only way you're going to get ahead. So Armani does go for a hatch gas pool, which is the greatest you can do on those 2 bases.
Uh-oh. Almost back in time.
Oh.
Uh-oh, I see some in-game lag, though. That better not be me. I didn't do nothing.
I'm not sure who it is.
My frames are not dropping. Should we pause? There's no way they're not feeling this.
Yeah, right?
How is somebody not timing out TV?
Okay.
Emil! God damn it!
Yeah, right? Come on.
Yeah, he visited Take TV one time. Just, like, left it with them.
He left the lag with them.
German engineering.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say. So I was gonna ask Take TV if they are gonna have it in control, but they just left. I think they have the second one in here anyway.
Do they? I don't believe they do.
We had a lot of casters in the lobby. Sometimes they did, sometimes they don't.
I was just gonna mention though. I got a second PC breakdown. So you're right. Well.
And so...
Game resumed.
Oh. Okay. I was just gonna remark. No, I think they just gotta leave. I think you should just.
Game paused.
Should probably just ask him to. I mean, what do we do here?
Yeah, okay, they're just gonna leave.
Save us the trouble. Fantastic.
Save us the awkwardness.
Game resumed.
Okay, well, hopefully they get things resolved and they'll be back for the next game. It is worth noting because if Hydra wins, in the previous round it would have been 2-0, you're all done, but it is a best of 5, and this will take 3 victories to actually close out the series. Now, the spawning pool being taken was one thing. Getting the Baneling nest certainly turns up the heat. Hydra might do the thing where you sneak around with the Banelings, but Armani's going to get Overlords nicely positioned. We saw this happen on Preon Terraces for a time, where Overlords were kind of being sent out almost, like, I hate to use this phrasing, but like to metagame the Lings, and it's kind of what's happening a bit here.
Oh yeah.
Like, he'll see these sneaking up, and anytime you see Lings up here, it's not like, I fooled you by metaing your meta of my prediction of the like. This is something that whether it's right now as the Lings or the Banelings after they've morphed, like this will be revealed early enough that Armani should at least be able to position queens, be ready to pull drones.
Look at that timing though. Like Hydra was really close to still skirting around that Overlord.
Yeah.
And it had stayed in position. Like if it kept going, then that's no problem at all for Hydra. But Armani almost missed it. But I think what was going to happen was Hydra's going to reveal the other Lings to the second Overlord anyway. So he was like, why bother? And it's, you know, it sucks that I have the Banelings hidden, but it still doesn't mean that this is going to be like game over, GG. Now Armani has a little bit notice, so he has Baneling nest on the way. He already had speed on the way. He's actually getting spine crawlers as well. I mean, he has a lot set up to deal with this. I don't know if Hydra's going to be able to make this work.
Well, killing 2 queens right off the bat is a pretty big freaking deal. No transfuses, nothing to block that ramp. That last Baneling cocoon doesn't get popped. You're right, though. The spine crawlers are great for the defense, and the SimCity is going to help out a ton. But Hydra's kind of got free reign to do what he'd like at the base at the moment. And the best part about this is that one Baneling will zone out any amount of Lings that Armani could send from his own main. So as long as Hydra doesn't, like, I don't know, control it into the base, because you can't even move, like you can't even aim move a Baneling into a building, like you just won't attack the building. So as long as he's got this to zone out Lings, he'll kill this hatchery. Oh, I think that back's got more Banelings from Armani. I didn't realize he had gotten some up already.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I was gonna say, if Hydra takes down the hatchery, it's not quite game over, because Armani, you know, he got speed and he got a Baneling nest.
Oh my god.
He would be able to counterattack, and that's his only option, because the hatchery's gonna go down.
The Lings could have saved it. He just had like 5 Lings dart towards the main. Oh, okay. Well, that's... You're right. Like, I don't know if I would necessarily call that game, but that hurts. Like, that was big damage here on Armani.
In a macro sense, it's definitely a game. But Armani has one shot here, and I'm surprised he's still trying to drone instead of just making as many Lings as possible. That he make that many. But a long game is not going to go well for him. But he's just forced to stay back at home and try and make it work. That's not gonna work out that well. Hydra obviously thinking the same thing, like, okay, what if he starts attacking with lots of Lings and Banelings? It's at least one spine crawler, as he is going up to a lair and won't have much else to defend with, but lair is almost already done. Spire takes quite a while, so you have to be worried about that, but it's gonna be on the way very soon. And Armani, I think he'll know this. He has an Overlord seeing the lack of mining on a third base at the very least, and actually it's gonna try and suicide in the natural.
Oh, hey, by the way, salutes and shout out to Wardy. Just hosted us for like 200 viewers, so thank you so much. And hello to any of Wardy's viewers. To give you the quick update, because I don't know where Stream Delay kicked in, but you are watching the Olimoleague monthly finals. We're the first of two, and don't worry, before you turn off because it's ZvZ, we know it's normally ZvZ. We actually have TVP on the other side of the brackets with Reality and Seed in the other semifinals. So guaranteed no ZvZ grand finals as well. It's the only ZvZ of the day right here.
Woohoo!
Yeah, woohoo!
So,
Muta's
Spire.
Muta served Hydra really well in that first game, and a lot of that had to do with Armani kind of throwing himself at Hydra. This game, I think the thing that the Muta's going to do, they'll probably be just as effective, but in a very different way. And a lot of that's going to have to do with the fact that Armani either is going to be forced to make a ton of queens, something he can't really afford to do and doesn't want to do after losing that natural base, of course. But also, if he wants to go in any direction that invests, like, you're going to need at least 3 spore crawlers per base. You're going to want to get that Hydra in ASAP. Like, this really forces Armani to play exactly a way that Hydra can predict and play around.
Well, it's gonna be a very annoying game for certain for Armani. I just he's gonna have, I guess, a secure front and against the ground these spine crawlers, but the air is a whole other problem. Still droning though, and he has caught up to Hydra's drones. He does go for a Hydralist Den right off. Oh no, sorry, that is Hydra. Oh my bad. Hydra goes for a Hydralist Den right after the Mutas just skips that Roach Warren. Let's see if Armani something similar.
I mean, it's in the name, son of a gun.
I know, right? That's my bad.
Mush.
Mush.
Okay, so it is odd to see the Hydralist Den, but I don't think this is for Hydras nearly as much as I do think it's going to be for Lurkers in predicting that the ground army from Armani could be susceptible to it. And boom, Lurker Den starts up right away.
Yeah. I thought the Mutas would be the toughest thing for Armani in this game, but it's what follows the Mutas. The Mutas going to nice scouting, they're going to take all these overlords, and the quick lurkers might just be a surprise for Armani. In fact, I'm almost positive they will be. There's so many different options for Hydra to go for, after all. That's, we're quite certain which one they're going to choose.
Well, for a while, lurkers, I mean, we watched them just be ZvZ. Like, there was no other option. They even, do you remember in the beta they experimented by giving Ravagers like 13 range just to deal with the lurkers?
Yes. That's right.
They were so problematic for a while, and that core aspect didn't go away, but players learned to play around them. Unfortunately though, because Armani is going to be going straight up Lings and Hydras to deal with these Mutas, which I think Hydra has successfully kind of almost baited out, that means these lurkers are going to be fantastic. Now, actually, this is a problem. That got scouted.
Ooh.
There was a lot of effort necessary to make sure that didn't get revealed. Because now his own lurker den starts up immediately, and Armani's going to be able to match this.
Yeah,
so,
that was pretty important. He was trying very hard to get a scout, too. He had an Overseer that was trying to be sneaky, and the Lings end up being, like, the most obvious location right through the middle, end up being the one that works out. It's still a case, though, that Hydra has had better mining for a lot longer. He's always had, for the most part, higher drone counts. He's losing out by 1 right now. And it's him that's going to have the better army, even though they're going to have the same army eventually. And I guess maybe Armani would have, like, a bit of an upgrade lead, but Hydra's going to have more. He's up 30 army supply. He's still got these Mutas to cause a headache. Only 6 of them. And there are those lurkers. Oh, they actually catch the Hydras when they're outside. Well, run, buddy.
So about catching, they walk up and say hello.
Yeah.
Now, they are going to catch them here, though.
Jesus.
Unfortunately, the timing on this for Hydra was not the greatest army possible. He knew he got scouted, and he had a limited time to make this magic happen, and he does just that. Game number 2 goes to Hydra. Now, of course, the 2-0 lead is, of course, very, very nice, but that will send us off to a small break while we get game number 3 sorted. Armani is still going to have the advantage of map pick. We'll see you guys here soon. All right, hopping directly into game for map number 3. It is a 2-0 lead for the Blue Zergs. So I'm trying to get the overlay and pressing the wrong buttons. Quick note to make, though, because some people are... Hydra 2-0. Some people are making some comments regarding what I had said with Ravagers last game. For those who weren't around at the time, the 13 range upgrade was not auto attacks on the Ravagers. The Corrosive Bile is what got 13 range. So it was like even crazier. You could lob those Corrosive Biles from so freaking far away. It was insane.
Well,
But
let's not forget it was also an upgrade that had 2 roaches beside each other because that made sense.
well, we determined that was the since if you stack 2 roaches by anyways, the thing is that they did revert it pretty quickly, and that never actually got to play. I actually wish it had stayed though, because that that range upgrade also allowed them to deal with tanks a lot better too. But oh well, c'est la vie. Game number 3 though, in the top left side of the map, he's going for a hatchery first. It's gonna be the red Zerg player, Armani.
The bottom right as the blue Zerg, it is Roots Hydra.
ZvZ though, it's funny. We talked about a lot about Zerg in the beta. We've kind of, we've had our fair share of balance whining here on the channel, to be certain. But what's interesting is Zerg has really been, I'd say, the most left alone. I want to say, like when it comes to changes and tweaks, like they got really big buffs going into the beta, and that was awesome. And then just kind of stayed there. Like Blizzard didn't tweak a whole hell of a lot. They didn't nerf, they didn't continue to buff. And it almost felt like they were trying to tweak the other races in accordance to what they had set the standard of with Zerg. So ZvZ now does not look too phenomenally different from what we were seeing during the beta. The prime difference being lurkers, and that's really about it.
They confirmed that they wanted every other race to be up to Zerg standards, as opposed to bringing Zerg down. Couple months ago, I think, because Zerg had gotten nothing but buffs, and originally that was something that was not so cool. Zerg looked really good and just was all types of jealous in the Legacy of the Void beta, but then everyone was like, okay, well that's fine as long as everyone else gets buffs. But even though they acknowledged that that was their intention and whatnot, I still don't feel like they've really followed through on that. They still do use nerfs to help, and haven't been solely about buffing a lot of units. Of which David Kim also talked about in last week's update, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing, I like that they're sharing thoughts on a lot of their potential changes and the reasonings for why they're looking at X and Y. And I think some of it's kind of obvious, so some of us will look at these balance updates and kind of take it for granted, but I guess there's a majority of people out there who are just kind of the super casual StarCraft fans that don't think about these things first and foremost. And I do like the fact that they consider other matchups pretty heavily. Like, they really don't want to change X because it could affect Y in another matchup unrelated to what you're trying to balance it around. So I'm just glad that the balance team isn't just shotgunning things randomly and hoping for the best. But at the same time, I almost wish they would take more, I guess, shotgunny risks, if you will.
I mean, we saw the huge risk they took with Protoss, and they're still recovering off of that, I suppose. And I don't know if they're ever going to do another big risk, especially as long as it's the on season. So that was going to be one downside, I guess, of esports in general. I don't know about so much other esports. I think there's a problem in Dota 2 as well, but there's no off season. For us, there's definitely no off season. But even for WCS as a whole, it's hard to find enough time to do huge patches like that. But we have a lot of lings coming in from Armani, despite his going for a third base. This is not all in. He just wanted to see if he could break the queens.
Almost does too. That transfuse was pretty nice. There's that spine crawler coming behind it. That second queen's getting damn low though. That roach has got to take her spot in blocking, and it kind of does. The body block with the spine crawler.
Well, they could get into the main base, but they're just choosing to.
What was that creep tumor poop?
I don't know. But they get the queen, they get the roach, and they actually get another roach with a surround, and then they go into the main base. It's a little bit odd to see him dedicate those lings, almost as if he had just stopped paying attention to them, but of course that's not the case. He was still microing and droning a lot behind it. I guess as long as any lings whatsoever got through, he'd know whether or not Hydra's going to attack him, and he felt confident that he could let those lings die in exchange for queens and roaches and still be okay on the backside. Now he's a faster third and more drones. Although he's missing out on speed and an upgrade.
Well, Overseer going to be floating about. Not a lot to really see. Seeing the layer timing is kind of nice, but outside of that, I mean, the third base being down, just Hydra knowing that he lost a little bit on timing due to that attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess at the very least, when you get for a scout like this, it's not really about trying to see something new, but more make sure you didn't miss something.
I I just said he didn't have speed, but I didn't really recognize how far away he was from speed. He doesn't even have a lair. And in fact, he started it, realized how late it was, I suppose, and he's just like, oh, wait a minute, now I want to all in.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the gas and minerals for something else. That may have
Well,
actually, you know what? That may have actually been very much intentionally to mess up the Overseer Scout too, because he did start that just in time for it to see it. Hydra saw that in his vision.
Good point.
Now, I don't imagine, and I really can't imagine Hydra's scared of him doing like a muta swap. He's seen roaches, he's seen lings aplenty. Hydra's actually be the one to come across the map with 23 roaches. 8 Ravagers is great, and 8 Ravagers with 8 Corrosive Biles, that's scary. But they actually can't fight a roach army like this.
Yeah, he saw the other... He saw the attack coming and just like, okay, I don't know if there's much reason to be the one attacking up a ramp. Let him do that to me. And I gotta say, like, Hydra... He seems really well set up to deal with this. This attack happens like as +1 finishes, as they're just starting their roach production in big swells. And I feel it looks a lot scarier in most of the situations, but it is still an even army supply.
The other thing that has to be noted here is normally roaches can't catch Ravagers like this. Without that speed upgrade, you don't stand a chance. So, scuttling and scurrying, it looks a little bit silly, and he's got Corrosive Biles, but he's able to outrun his opponent's army. So, just giving very, very good chase.
Yeah. This did not work out for Armani, though, and that is something definitely to note. He's still up in workers, but of course he's falling really behind in those upgrades. But Hydra, not anticipating the lings, I suppose, takes a couple of Corrosive Bile shots, but ultimately still wins against that lings around.
I don't even need to show the unit stat for you to know that there's more roaches here for Hydra than there are for Armani.
I really didn't think Armani had a bad game. It looked very intentional with his lings, but then it almost looked like he forgot his lair. And his eco chamber, though, and that's where I'm like, there's no way you could forget both, right? With how like bad the timing was. Oh, GG.
Congratulations to Hydra. He'll take a 3-0 over Armani, quickly dispatching with his opponent, and now going to send us to the other semifinals, the aforementioned TVP waiting for us with Reality versus Seed. Again, I just want to comment, Seed comes out with really cool strategies and was so good versus Sulky, he takes a 2-0. Not something I see happening often. Can he pull the same stuff with Reality? Because Reality's the guy we saw one basing with Cyclones, destroying Protoss in the Ting qualifiers. Like, we know for a fact Reality's got TVP.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick note, too, we missed it because I guess it was during an ad break, so my bad on that one. But Vulork reset for 21 months. I hope you're still around, friend. But you know what's this reminds me, you know what's ridiculous? I ordered an air conditioner, and that came, and it was a son of a bitch to set up, but I got a new AC unit set going. I ordered that off of Amazon, and that got here. I ordered it after I ordered the manila envelopes, and that still got here before the stupid envelopes for the Partoufs. And I went to check the tracking on Amazon. It's like estimated wait time, April 17th to May 4th. Like, what the fuck is that? So I think I'm just going to go to the post office later today and suck it up and buy the really expensive ones instead.
That sucks, though.
But it's envelopes. How long does it take to mail envelopes?
Well, they got the envelopes from someone else to put the envelopes in the envelopes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't want to keep the players waiting, so we're going to go to a small break, guys, really quick. 2 minutes. We'll see you soon with the game number 1 of the other best of 5.